Okay, so let's have the worded problem on digits. Okay, so let's start with this basic example. Twice the sum of a number and 3 is the same as 5 times the number minus 1 minus 4 times the number. Find the number. So ano yung ibig sabihin dito? Okay, twice the sum of a number and 3, the sum of the twice of the number and 3. Okay, so we can denote the number as n. So it is clearly stated that twice the number, twice the sum of a number and 3, of course. So that will be twice of the sum of this number and 3, n plus 3. Okay, is the same as 5 times the number minus 1. Okay, that is equals or the same to 5 times the number minus 1 minus 4 times the number minus 4n. Okay, so klarong-klaro man siguro. So we can calculate our n here as 7. Okay, so another example. A first number is 4 less than a second number. 4 times the first number is 6 more than twice the second. Find the numbers. Okay, so let the first and second number be x and y. So the first number is 4 less than a second number. So first number is 4. Ano yung ibig sabihin? 4 less than the second number. Meaning, that will be y minus 4. Ibig sabihin 4 less than a second number is, of course, ito yun, y minus 4. It should be written pa ganito. Then, 4 times the first number, this will be another equation. 4 times the second number, so 4x, 4 times the first number is 6 more than twice the second number. So how can we write that? That will be 6 more than twice the second number, or twice the second number plus 6. Okay, ito yung correct way in writing this. Okay, 4 times the first number is 6 more than twice the second number. So 6 plus 2y, or 2y more than 6. Okay, so as we can see, if we will rearrange this, ganyan, it will be equation 1, equation 2, and you can grab your calculator to solve this. Okay, so that is 7 and 11. Now another example. Okay, so 𝐤𝐸-𝐤𝐿 has scores 72, 67, 82, 79 on her algebra test. Use an equality to find the scores she must take on the final exam to pass the course with an average of 77 or higher. Okay, so what is use an equality to find the score she must take on the final exam? Okay, so ano daw yung score niya in final exam, or at least he can get 77 or higher grade. Okay, so the average, take note, it is clearly stated that the average should be greater than or equals to 77. So just follow ano yung average, and that one, use the equality to find. Okay, so ganito yan, plus 2x. So actually parang may mali sa dito, no? May hindi ako na type. Ang correct question dito is the last exam is counted as 2. So kaya this is 2x. 72 plus 67 plus 2x, because my last statement pero the last exam is should be taken as 2 exams. So 2x yan plus 6 divided by 6. We have this initially 4, then dalawa yung nadagdag na exam, so over 6, and ganyan. And we can simply cross this 6 dito. Okay, 77 times 6, then i-transpose lahat. Okay, then divided by 2, and she must get, or he must get, a score that is at least equals to 81 or greater. Okay, so madali lang naman to. How about this one? Rabbits in a lab are to be kept on a strict daily diet that includes 30 grams of protein, 16 grams of fat, and 24 grams of carbohydrates. The scientist has only 3 food mixes available in the following grams of nutrients per unit. Calculate the grams needed per mixture type to comply. So ito yun. ang diet daw ng isang rabbit, it must have at least 30 grams of protein, 16 grams of fat, and 24 grams of carbohydrates. Now, using this table, how can we calculate that? Of course, okay, so let's focus on the protein, that one. So, meaning, ito yon. The rabbit must have 30 grams of protein. So, i-add natin lahat yan in terms of the ilang grams yung kukunin natin per mixture. So, per mixture A, let's call that A, 4A plus 6B plus 4C. And dapat, ang lalabas na grams dyan is 30 grams of protein. Okay? So, this will represent the mixture, the, what do we call this? The mass at every mixture. Okay? Mass of A, mass of B, mass of C. And another one, sinabi dito, fat should be 16 grams. So, i-add natin lahat yan. 6A plus B plus C should be 16. And the same sa carbohydrate. Okay, i-add natin lahat ito. Lahat ng carbohydrate. And it should result 24 grams. And as you can see, you can already grab your calculator dito. 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Okay, I think you got this na. Okay, so by that, ito yung answer. Okay, you can calculate this. Okay. Okay, let's go to the work rates problem. A man can finish certain job in 10 days. A boy can finish the same job in 15 days. If the man and the boy plus a girl can finish the job in 5 days, how long will it take the girl to finish the job alone? Okay, so basic formula, work is equals to rate times time. Or sometimes it is expressed into velocity. No, rate is a velocity in terms of distances. And velocity is equal to distance times time. Yung distance dyan, yan yung nag-represent sa work dito. Okay, well anyways, let's solve muna ito. Okay, so we have this cross multiply. Okay, ganito yon. In terms of distance, pag constant yung velocity in algebra problem, ito yung distance equals to velocity times time. The same lang siya ng logic sa work is equals to rate times time. Well, in this case, work, ito yung work man lang itong kinukonsider natin dito. Okay, so take note that sinabi niya, the rate of the man, it can finish one job in 10 days. Ito yung units niya. And the boy can finish the same job in 15 days. Okay, so work is just equals to the summation of rate times time. Or kumbaga, total work o isang buong trabaho is just equals to the individual works na magagawa ng individual persons dito. Okay, so look at this. So isang trabaho, since sabay silang nagtrabaho lahat, pwede natin i-add lahat ng rates, then i-multiply natin by time. Okay, sinabi dito, pag ang tatlong tao na to ang magtutulong-tulungan, they can finish that one job in 5 days lang. So, rate times man, rate of boy, plus rate of girl. Then, we can directly substitute dito yung rate. Okay, now, let's make this as variable, yung rate of the girl. Well, if we will do strip solve here, it will come up that the rate of the girl is one job per 30 days. Now, take note, ang hinahanap is how long will it take the girl to finish the job alone. So, ito yon, the time that is 30 days. Okay? Klaro? Okay, so let's have another example. Juan, after working a job for 2 hours, was helped by Jose, and it took 3 hours more for them working together to finish the job. Had they worked together from the start, it would only require 4 hours to finish the job. How long would it take Juan to finish the job alone? Okay, so let's analyze this statement by statement. Okay, Juan, after working for a job for 2 hours, meaning at initial time, si Juan lang yung nagtratrabaho for 2 hours. Okay, so the same formula. Meaning, at that time, initially, we have one job or one work, i-minus natin yung trabaho na nagawa ni Juan in 2 hours, minus the rate times time. Okay, ito yung work ni Juan in 2 hours. Meaning, may matitirang trabaho na hindi matatapos ni Juan at that time. Now, after 2 hours, he was helped by Jose, and it took 3 hours more for them working together to finish the job. Meaning, at that time, yung natirang trabaho is gagawin lang nila in 3 hours na silang dalawa yung nagwo-work. Okay, so it can be rewritten or rewritten pa ganito. The remaining work is just equals to the sum of the rate of Juan and Jose in 3 hours lang. Klaro? Okay, so we can just simply substitute this remaining work dito. Okay, if we will substitute that, ayun, it will be ganito. Klaro lang? Then, I will rearrange this pa ganito. Okay, I will combine like terms. Okay, you can just follow na this. Now, take note that we have two unknowns here. So, saan natin makikita yung another equation? Okay, we can just use this as our equation 1. Okay, had they worked together daw from the start, it would only require for us to finish the job. Meaning, if nag-work sila sabay sa isang trabaho, matatapos lang nila yung trabaho in 4 hours. Okay, so we can just simply do like this. Okay, work or one work is equals to rate times time. So, we can rearrange this one into ganito. Okay, I just cross multiply yung 4 dito. And this will be our equation 2. Now, using the calculator, okay, 2 equations, 2 unknown, we can have the rate of one job in 8 days and the rate of Jose. So, actually, the same rate sila. But, ang tinatanong dito, how long would it take Juan to finish the job alone? Okay, that one. Meaning, he can finish the job alone in 8 days. Klaro? Okay, let's have another example pa. 11 men can finish the job in 15 days, 5 men working at the start, and after 6 days, 4 men were added. How many days will it take to finish the job? Okay, let me excuse first. Okay, how many days will it take to finish the job? Okay, how can we start this? Okay, so, sinabi dito, 11 men can finish the job in 15 days. Okay, by the same formula, work is equals to rate times time. And sinabi dito, that work can be done by 11 men times time. Diba? Work is equals to rate times time. So, take note, in this kind of problem, this is assumed na every man has the same rate of work. Okay, kumbaga, that's why ganito yung solution. 11 times the rate or 11 katao nagtutulong-tulungan times the time. They need 15 days to finish that work. Okay, let's assume that is work W. Hindi natin gagawin 1 unit work. Now, 5 men were working at the start and 6. Okay, let me simplify this further lang. That is 165 hour or rate of each man. Okay, that is the work. May definite value of work tayo in that case. Now, 5 men working at the start, meaning this is the one complete job. Then, kung nagtrabaho yung 5 tao in just 6 days, may matitirang trabaho. Okay, the same logic. So, we have initially one complete job, that one, 165 hour, then minus yung 5 tao, so that will be rate of 5 man, 5 hour in 6 days times 6. So if we will simplify this one, that will be 135 of hour or the rate of each man. Okay, so ito yung remaining work. Now, after 6 days, 4 men were added. Meaning, they are all in, so diba initially 5 men, so they will become 9 men na yung magtatrabaho. So, ito yung pagtutulong-tulungan ng 9 men, yung matitirang trabaho. Okay? So, the remaining work will be worked by 9 men. So, we can just have the remaining work or 135R is equals to rate of 9 months times time. Okay? So, we can just simply cancel out this time here and we can calculate the time 15 days. How many days will it take to finish the job? Ayun. Ito yung tinatanong dyan. Ilang days na lang ang i-google nila para matapos yung remaining work dito. Okay, but if tinatanong dito is how many days will it finish from the start, meaning i-add natin yung 6 days. Okay, kung from the start yung tinatanong. Okay, so another example. Okay, so here is it will be a rate problem na, kumbaga we are considering distances and velocities. Okay, so Diego drove 210 miles in the same amount of time that it took a DC-10 jet to travel 1715 miles. The speed of the jet was 430 mph faster than the speed of the car. Find the speed of the jet. Okay, so klaro? So this problem is we assume that the velocity are constant. Okay, so this will be under the algebra. Okay, if the speed are not constant or we have an acceleration, it will be on the dynamics subject. And in this case, we can solve this by directly algebra solution. Okay, so distance is equals to velocity times time, or that is work is equals to rate times time. Okay, so sinabi dito, Diego drove 210 miles in the same amount of time, meaning they have the same time sa jet to travel 175 miles, then si Diego will just travel 210 miles. Okay, so let the VD, the velocity of Diego, and VJ, the velocity of the jet. Okay, so we can just simply say that the distance of Diego is 210 miles is equals to velocity of Diego times time na it required para makuha niya yung 210 miles. And also, it is stated that DC jet or the jet will travel 1715 miles. That one, distance is equals to velocity, and that is also time. The same time amount sila. Okay, it is clearly stated dito. Then we can just simply equate. Okay, so may another statement dito. The speed of the jet was 430 mph faster than the speed of the car or the speed of the Diego. So the speed of the jet, VJ, is mas mabilis siya ng 430 times. So VD plus 430, okay, was 430 mph faster. Okay, so VD plus 430. So we can just simply equate the time. Okay, look at this. I just cross multiply the VD dito. So time is equals 210 over VD, that one. Okay, and also this. Our time here is 1715 over VJ. So that time is equals to that time, kaya ito yung equation natin. Okay, but take note, ang hinahanap is find the speed of the jet, VJ. So we can just simply express VD to VJ. I will transpose this 430 dito. Okay, so we can just have this. Okay, VD is just VJ minus 430. That one is equals to that, the same value dito. Okay, so as we can see, the already unknown here, the remaining unknown here is the VJ, and we can have that one. Okay, so from this you can solve na the VD, the velocity of Diego. Okay, let's have another example. Two cars leave Indianapolis, one traveling east and one the other west. After 3 hours, they are 297 miles apart. If one car is traveling 5 mph faster than the other, what is the speed of the faster car? Okay, so let's assume ito yung Indianapolis and this is the east and west. So two cars leave, ang isa is pa east, ang isa is pa west. Okay, so let's have this car A and car B. So they run on the opposite direction. And it is stated here, they are 297 miles after 3 hours sila nag-run. Meaning, okay, after 3 hours, this will be their position. From this point, andito na siya. From this point, andito na siya. Okay, so it only requires 3 hours para makuha nila yung 297 miles na distances from each other. Okay, so it is also stated here, if one car is traveling 5 mph faster than the other car, okay, let's call this DA and DB. Yung na-travel ni car A, DA. Na-travel ni DB, ni car B, yung DB. Okay, so let's assume that yung BV ang mas mabilis. Okay, yung 𝐴𝐵 ang yung mas mabilis. Okay, so that is VA plus 5. Sinabi kasi dito, one car is traveling 5 mph faster. So let's, dito inassume ko na BV yung mas mabilis na car. Okay. Now, take note that as you can see, DA plus DB is 297 miles as you can see in the figure. Okay, so but take note that the distance is velocity times time. Okay, so that is VA times time plus BV times time. Okay, take note, the same time sila because ang time is hindi, kumbaga, as you can see, no? As we can imagine, at this time, 0. So at this time, car A drove 3 hours. And also this time, car B drove 3 hours. Wag nyong i-misinterpret yung, kumbaga, reference point ng time. Pag sabay silang gumalaw, meaning sabay yung time nila gumalaw. Okay? It is not measured by the reference dito. Okay, so VA times time, BV times time is equals to 297. Of course, we can have the time as 3 hours. Then, we can just factor out our time dito. Then, okay, so we can rewrite pag ganito. Take note that the BV, that one, I mean yung VA, since ang hinahanap dito is yung faster car, at the speed of the faster car, so hahanapin natin yung BB. So, by this equation here, we can just simply express the VA to BV. I will just cross this 5 dito. I mean, I will just transpose. So, our VA here is just BV minus 5. That's why ito yung equation. Plus BV multiplied by 3 equals to 27. Okay, just follow lang this. Now, we have only unknown here, the only remaining unknown, and that is the faster car. Okay, klarong-klaro man siguro. Okay, let's have another example pa. The speed of the lazy reverse current is 5 mph. If a boat travels 20 miles downstream in the same time that it takes to travel 10 miles upstream, find the speed of the boat in still water. Okay, so let's say ito yung downstream. Okay, and the boat is traveling to this one. We have that BV. Okay, sinabi niya, the speed of the current is 5 mph. So, we have the current or the speed of the river. Ito, yung kumbaga, ang flow ng river, that is 5 mph. Okay, ito yung sinabi. If a boat travels 20 miles downstream, okay, if this boat will travel 20 miles downstream, that one. Okay, so from this initial position, nag-travel siya ng 20 miles. Pag ganyan. Okay. In the same time that it takes to travel 10 miles upstream. Okay, so that one. So in this case, let's do the equation muna. So velocity, distance is equals to velocity times time. Take note that the velocity here must be the BV plus the velocity of the current. Of course, the same sila ng direction, i-add natin yan. Okay, the same direction. BB plus 5 multiplied by time. Let's assume the time as t. Now, in the second statement, it will travel 10 miles upstream in the same time. Okay, so if this is again the same river, of course hindi mag-change yung flow ng river, the same direction pa rin yan. But sinabi dito, if that boat will travel upstream, paitaas, it will just travel 10 miles in the same time. Okay, half lang ng distance dito kung downstream. So, bakit 10 miles na lang? Because as you can see, their velocities are opposing. Kumbaga, yung velocity ng boat will oppose the velocity of the current. Okay, so we can have an equation dito that is 10 is equals to velocity of the boat minus the velocity of the current times the same time. Now, again, you can see, we can just simply equate the time dito. Okay, since yung speed ng boat yung hinahanap. Okay, so I will just cross multiply that one, BV plus 5 dito, and ito rin, i-cross multiply ko dito. And ito yung mangyayari. We just equated the time dito. Okay? So, we have the speed of the boat as 10 mph. Okay? Okay, so i-cut muna natin yung discussion dito.